Hey everyone, there's a new cube on Arena and it looks spicy. I haven't played it yet, but I've seen a couple of Twitter screenshots. One of my friends showed off an opening hand containing Grief and Reanimate. So I'm excited to jump in. Seems like a huge boost in both power level and format speed. So I think this is going to be really different from the last cube we saw in Arena. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Let's just hop right in. Check it out. All right, here in pack one, we've got Bone Crusher Giant as probably the most powerful card, I think, in terms of its floor. Oracle of the Alpha is here. I haven't spoken super highly of that card recently, but it is a weird alchemy card that we don't get to play with much. I'm also taking a look at Goblin Bombardment, a card that has a pretty low floor but an incredibly high ceiling. I think I'm going to go with the Bone Crusher. It feels a little more open. Ooh, Gix is also a really powerful card, and so is Falconwrath Aristocrat. I'm seeing this Vran here in the pack too, and I'm thinking that there could be a pretty powerful Aristocrats archetype going on. Vran also feels like the kind of card we can wheel out of this pack. There's already a Wrath of God, Avacyn's Pilgrim, Treasure Cruise. So, yeah. Let's grab another sack outlet and see how it goes from there. Rankle, another aggressive card that's capable of sacrificing things. Sedgemoor Witch can make some sacrifice fodder too. I think I'm going to go with Rankle. This card is really good. Having multiple flying hasters is going to set us up for potentially a pretty powerful aggro deck. Alright, now I'm feeling like we're in the right lane. Woestrider is still here. Kolaghan's Command is still here. Yeah, let's go all in. Red-black sacrifice. We are going to need to find some kind of Blood Artist effect, but we're pretty rolled up with actual sacrifice outlets at this point. Okay, it looks like the red and black have actually dried up a little bit in this pack. I don't know what this card does. Huh. It's like a weird lightning bolt. That's actually kind of good, I think. Or at least better than this other stuff here. Blue is clearly wide open. I wonder if we should spec on this Cryptic Coat. I think this card can be very powerful. This is another alchemy card. That's pretty cool too. It bounces something and then duplicates a copy. I'm going to go with the coat, and we'll put it in the sideboard for now. Assimilation Aegis is another pretty powerful card. This is Perforos's Intervention. This makes a big attacker, but it doesn't make more than one token, which is kind of unfortunate for our Aristocrat strategy. 6 is another really powerful engine. That might be a good spec. Having powerful cards in a wide variety of colors just in case is maybe something to do here as we watch our original colors dry up a little bit. Gold Vein Hydra is another pretty good pickup here. Okay, so this is a 2/3 that draws, I guess, some big Convoke creature. There's also Obliterating Bolt here, a pretty premier removal spell in this format, I think. Let's take the Bolt. I don't know what this card does either. It makes a bunch of dwarves. Huh. Bloodstained Mire could bring us towards a wide variety of colors depending on what shocklands we can find or triomes. I think this is a pretty safe bet. If we end up wanting to splash one of these strong cards that we drafted, then that could be relevant. Scrap Gorger versus Adversary for me here, or maybe even Guardian Idol. Let's take the Adversary. It's got haste. It's on the aggressive side. We've got a lot of hasters. I think people are not generally want to draft the aggro deck in this format, and I think the aggro deck can be quite powerful when it comes together. We didn't wheel that Goblin Bombardment though, so we probably have somebody in our Aristocrats lane somewhere. Bloodbraid Elf definitely says haste on it. It's a shame we'll be missing out on the Proving Ground to try and cast it, but we might be able to find other stuff to fetch with our fetch land. Blooming Marsh is a splash for our Bloodbraid Elf. It's kind of between, the boots are pretty good, but a lot of our stuff has haste anyway, and Fanatic of Ronus doesn't contribute to our game plan that much here. Let's take the Marsh. Vorinclex. This is not the one with haste. This is the big rampy one. Now, Godric is actually a great aggro threat. It natively has haste, and it also turns into an even bigger thing. This is mostly nothing. Intervention might not make the cut, we'll see. And Goldvein Hydra. Maybe worth splashing. Huh. Interesting. I feel like Etali is just kind of good. It's going to be very hard for us to cast a 7-drop in this deck, but the format can get slow. There's a lot of removal, there's a lot of big, scary things, and being able to top out with something that draws 2 cards and casts them for free is definitely enticing and could lean us more towards a rampy, Jundy kind of plan instead of an aggro plan. We could also just draft this Sheoldred. Maybe that's better. This is also really good top end, but it slots more into our slightly faster game plan by being a 5 instead of a 7. Okay, let's go with the cheaper of the 2 threats. Liliana Dreadhorde General seems very powerful in this format as well. Here's another alchemy card. Oh, okay, so this is kind of like a deep cavern bat, but it's more expensive and is a little bit better. I also think Den of the Bugbear is really relevant here. It goes right into a land slot. I wonder if we can wheel that though. Again, I don't think people really like the aggro decks. It's definitely important for our game plan. It makes a token that we can sacrifice to some of our various sacrifice outlets. Liliana is of course going to draw us cards whenever we do that, which is pretty powerful as well. But 6 mana is a lot for this deck. Let's take the faster card. Ooh, okay. Both Ansrog and Rakdos are compelling here. Ansrog is just kind of a crazy finisher. Whereas this is on the more expensive side. Let's put this in the sideboard. And we're going to have to keep an eye out for more green fixing, but I think Ansrog slots into our game plan really well. Oh, let's see. Chandra Awakened Inferno is definitely really good, but quite expensive. Legion Warboss is going to be a little bit more aggressive. I like the idea of being the deck that punishes people for just playing a bunch of ramp spells for the first couple of turns. Smuggler's Copter is also really good at that, and we are a little light on 2s. Alright, let's take the Copter. Again, a little cut out of our colors here. Cult Conscript is fine. It's definitely something we can sacrifice over and over again to something like Rankle or Aristocrat. And it's an aggressive 1-drop. Okay. Seems good to me. Oh, there's the Vorinclex I was thinking of earlier. Ophiomancer is a great source of sacrifice fodder. This seems incredibly late for Uro. Wow. There's no way we can cast that card, though. Yeah, let's take the snakes here. We are a little light on things to actually sacrifice. Forsaken Miner and Chandra Acolyte of Flame are both good at making sacrifice fodder. I think Chandra Acolyte of Flame is actually much more powerful than most people give it credit for. It comes in with more loyalty than most 3-mana planeswalkers do. And it immediately dings opponent for 2. Okay, now we just have to find something that does Blood Artist things. I'm going to take the Murderous Rider over the Cut Down, I think. We can also take Overgrown Tomb for our Bloodstained Mire. That's pretty powerful. Okay, that seems better than the removal spells here. Tear Asunder is the most playable card in this pack. This feels like a very late Yorion as well. I think that card's probably very powerful in this format. Liliana Dreadhorde General did come back. That's kind of wild. I think we'll play this card over Sheoldred, even though it's 1 more expensive. We could also play both. I don't know. Woodland Cemetery comes back around. That's good. Gonti versus Gix's Command. I'm going to take the Gonti, I think. None of these cards are going to make the cut, most likely. And I don't think we're casting Null Drifter. Okay, here's Grave Titan, as well as Perforator Crocodile. This is the deadweight card that seems to show up in every draft of this format. It does have cycling. It's like kind of free-ish. Siege Gang Commander is a great way to make a bunch of tokens. So is Grave Titan, for that matter. Misty Rainforest fixes for green and black, but not red. Glissa Sunslayer is a little bit more aggressive, but it's green, so it's going to be harder for us to cast it early. I think we want the Grave Titan here. I don't know, is our deck too fast for that? Not sure. Okay, here's Morbid Opportunist. That does something when our creatures die, but it doesn't actually kill our opponent. I still think it's the best card in this pack, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Windswept Heath here. Reclamation Sage is tempting, so is the Great Henge, but double green is going to be pretty hard here. I'm going to take the Heath and see if we can't find some kind of fetchable green-red source. Ooh, Glorybringer seems pretty enticing. I think we're going to cut the Bloodthirsty Adversary at this point, and we're going to try to go a little bit slower. Terror of the Peaks. That card is pretty strong. We've also got a Blackcleave Cliffs or a Heartless Act. Let's take the Terror. Oh, Ezeka's Chariot is good enough to just splash for, I think. Do we have any other tokens? We've got some 1/1s and stuff. And we've got some 2/2s as well. Okay, I'm going to take the Chariot. I really need a little bit better fixing here. Homicide Investigator goes with our sacrifice outlets a little bit. And probably Miglaws here. It could also be Extinction Event. I'm going to sideboard the Miglaws for now. Ketria Triome is a fetchable red-green source. That's going to turn on our Windswept Heath. So I'm going to draft that card. And here, I guess we'll just take the black card. Reclamation Sage came back. I think that card is worth mainboarding in this format, probably. Copperline Gorge is going to help us out with our fixing. And I'm happy with Garruk as well. Okay, let's take a look at the sideboard here. I think the Sheoldred comes back in. We ended up a little bit slower than I was expecting. And I wonder if we maybe even just cut the Cult Conscript. That looks kind of fine to me. We can probably play this Terra Sunder now. Maybe even over the Rex Sage. If we're going to play the Terra Sunder anyway. 6 might make it back in as well. I think that card is pretty powerful. And it's only 1 green pip. We'll take the Scavengers out. Do we want the Gold Vein Hydra back in? I don't know if the power level on that card is high enough that we really want that. All of our top end here is better than Gold Vein Hydra, I think. So, I mean, it's better as a 3-drop than some of these other things. But, I don't know. It being green makes it a little bit worse. I'm not super interested in this Migloz here. We have 2 fetch lands. Yeah. Do we need to play a forest for any reason? We have an Overgrown Tomb, so probably not. Probably no basic forest. And then we have more double pips in black than we do in red, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And we also have this Den of the Bugbear, but we have more black sources in our fixing lands. Maybe we do want that basic forest. I don't think we need it. We don't have any double green spells. Deck is like very close to 50-50 red-black. Okay, let's bring a mountain in. Can I change the styles on these? I don't know. All right. Looking pretty good. JUND, Aristocrats-ish? Yeah. All right, let's head into game 1. All right, this hand looks pretty good to me. We can get our Triome on turn 1 and then just start slamming threats. Just gonna do this now. Suspend Crashing Footfalls. That's pretty sick. Sharp-Eyed Rookie. That's going to make me want to play the Ophiomancer instead of the Chandra. Let's see. If 4 or more cards are in your graveyard, make a Mox Jet. Oh, that's pretty good. Is that better than Sharp-Eyed Rookie? They get to draw a card whenever they play something bigger. I think I'm going to kill the collector. I'm kind of afraid of that. So yeah, that'll be Garruk. Fight this thing, flip the Garruk. No attacks. This side of Garruk is going to make a 1/1 Death Toucher every turn. Bone Crusher Giant kills the Garruk. No big deal. I think we're going to go with Essica's Chariots. We could just start putting the pressure on with the Onsrog instead. Maybe we'll do that. If we rip the land, then we can have them sack stuff with Lily. All right, Onsrog down. Sharp-Eyed Rookie getting bigger. Oh, okay. Glorybringer is pretty sick here. I can just kill the rookie. I'm gonna do that. Exert. One attacker here and take this down. If we're able to Chandra into Liliana, then we can sack those tokens to the Lily, which is very good. Okay. I am going to block the Oddity here. Make my snake. Okay. So no land here for the Liliana. Would have been nice to clear those 4/4s. So I think I'm just going to play the Chariot. We can also attack for 2 here. And I am going to block with all my tokens. Just trying to keep the board as clear as possible here so that my edict is good. Thragtusk is going to gain them some life. I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay. So what we can do is kill the Thragtusk with the Glorybringer. Thinking about just committing 6 and Chandra, but the other thing we could do is play the Lily and plus it, which I think is totally fine as well. Let's do that. Then I get to draw some cards. I am going to attack with just the Glorybringer right here. Gonna exert that and kill that Thragtusk. Huntsman's Redemption is here. That can be scary because it can go get something scary. They can get any creature out of their deck with it. So I'm going to have to kill them soon. Alright, let's head to my turn. Bone Crusher is a good draw. We can crew the Chariot immediately. Okay. Let's cast both spells here. I'm going to play them pre-combat, because what I want to do is sacrifice the 1/1s to Lily and also crew the Chariot. And this will also fizzle their Huntsman's Redemption. Going to activate this here, crewing with that giant. And then we're going to slam in. Going to get in with everybody. I think this is safe because I can make a 2/2 blocker here. They would need something with trample and haste, and they can't tutor unless they have a flash creature. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this. All right, and they're out of here. All right, we are 1-0. Let's go into game 2. We are on the draw. We've got 3 lands and we've got 2 pretty powerful 4-drops. The hand is slow, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to keep it. Our chances of drawing a 3-drop before turn 3 are pretty high. Tiny Bones, pretty sick. This only hits non-land permanents, so I'm not worried about them stealing my fetch land. Tiny Bones is one of my favorite cube cards printed in the last couple of sets. This card is very cool. Let's just do this now. Get that Triome again. And we found Glorybringer. Tiny Bones on 1 is really good. We're probably going to be looking to kill it with Garruk. The Death Touch, of course, does not actually kill the Garruk. And we'll go looking for our Overgrown Tomb this time. That's going to enter tapped. Here's our 4th land, but still no 3-drop. So we're just going to play it and pass. So they can take that counter off the Mikaeus if they want. Yeah, okay. Den of the Bugbear will enter tapped. If we kill Tiny Bones with Garruk, then Mikaeus just cracks in. I think that's probably fine, because next turn we can play Sheoldred or something like that. Yeah, I'm happy to just play like this. Rankle can also do it. We can also just make a 2/2, I suppose, and block. All right, 2/2 green wolf creature it is. This line is worse against removal. Oh, it's also worse against Maul of the Skyclaves. All right, Garruk is going to die here. Now we need to find an untapped land. Chandra is not quite going to do it. Well, let's play Ansrog, I guess. It is not going to die to... Ooh, or we could play the Rankle and have them sack a creature. If we do that, they did miss their land drop, so it's going to be hard for them to steal something with Tiny Bones. No, we can't cast Rankle because we only have one black source right now. Okay, never mind. Let's go with Onsrog. And Den. And attack for 2. If they hit their land and they take my Garruk, that's going to be not good. But then I will be able to Glorybringer, kill the Tiny Bones, and kill the Garruk. So it won't be that bad. I'm going to end up losing my 2/2 most likely. And they don't currently have the double white to re-equip that Maul. So killing the first thing is going to stem the bleeding just for a bit. Okay, they're going to put a 4th toughness on that Tiny Bones. Fortunately, I can still kill it. We can do that with Obliterating Bolt. And then we can Chandra. That's pretty good. Let's do that. We'll get rid of that. We'll play this. And we'll make our 1/1s. All attack. Get in for 12. They can't really afford to attack the Chandra here, unless they have something else to block that Onsrog with. And even if they do block the Onsrog, playing this Glorybringer and attacking with it twice is... Oh, I can exert it twice? That's nuts. Yeah, if they block the Onsrog, I get a second exert on the Glorybringer, because it doesn't actually care if it's exerted. You can untap it and just exert it again if you want. Yeah, let's make those 1/1s. Yeah, they don't even have to show them the Glorybringer. Would have been cool though. Yeah, unfortunately they just stumbled on lands a little bit there. All right, we are 2-0. Let's head into game 3. We are on the draw. We've got 3 lands. We've got a 2-drop, and we've got a 3-drop. Looks pretty good to me. Do we want to lead on Smuggler's Copter, or do we want to lead on Homicide Investigator? Probably Copter here. Copter has some synergy with 6, and we can immediately attack with it on turn 3, which feels pretty good. Are we going to have any double red spells we want to cast on 3? Oh no, we already have this red source. Okay, Cemetery it is, and the Copter. Let's get Spell Pierced here. Phantom Interference, sure. Do we think they have another counterspell? If they do, it's probably better to hold on to the 6. On turn 5, we can go 6 directly into Smuggler's Copter. Okay. We've got Opt. Expressive Iteration. Probably going to find their 4th land drop here. On turn 4, we can kill... Well, they're probably not going to commit another permanent here. They put Flare of Denial. Okay, Chandra's a great draw. So let's go ahead and play a land just in case of some kind of Force Spike effect. I don't know exactly what's in the cube right now. But Chandra is, of course, not only a great thing to be doing on this turn where we otherwise would have just been casting 6, but also synergizes with our Homicide Investigator. I'm going to go ahead and make a clue here. Ah, non-token. Never mind. Still nice to get some damage in. Tear Asunder can maybe exile this Solemn, but I don't know if that matters very much right now. They've only got 1 mana up, so I'm feeling pretty safe about this 6 line. We can actually... I kind of want to attack with the Homicide Investigator and try and get them to block with the Solemn. Because then we can 6 into Investigator. Oh, I'm just kidding. We don't have a land. That's fine. So we can 6 and then hold up Clue or Tear Asunder. I think that is totally fine. Heartless Act is going to kill the 6. Nothing I can do about that. And Blood Tithe Harvester. That is fine. We're going to crack our Clue. And we can Sheoldred that Harvester and attack in for 2. They do have 2 mana up here. So I'm wondering about maybe shocking in the Overgrown Tomb and playing Chariot instead. I don't know how many Quench variants there are in this cube. I think I'm going to go with the Sheoldred, because if they do spend a counterspell on it, we can Grave Titan next turn. I do think shocking in the Overgrown Tomb is kind of free. I don't know what's going on in this format in terms of Force Spike effects. Okay, so that's going to kill their Harvester. They're going to Magma Opus. I don't know why they did that right then, but I am afraid. They could easily cast that with something like Torrential Gearhulk. Put them down to 12. Magma Opus isn't actually really enough here, right? Taps their stuff, 4 damage. So it like kills my Chandra and makes a 4/4 and draws 2 cards, which is of course very good. But, oh, there's the Atali. So we get to exile that next turn. They have hit Gonti and Sky Sovereign. Pretty good. What does the back of this do? I can flip it to destroy their thing. So let's see. We have access to 6 mana here. We could spend 2 of it killing Sky Sovereign, which has crew 3. So if we kill the Atali, then they can't crew the Sky Sovereign with what they have on board here. So maybe it's better to spend the mana destroying their stuff. Oh, they need 8 cards in graveyard for us to do this. They only have 7. So we should probably tear asunder their Atali and say go. We could attack here. We're not blocking with it anyway. Oh no, we can't attack because they have 2 blockers. Okay, no attacks. Looks like they're thinking about casting the card they took from us. They have a Bone Crusher Giant of their own. That's pretty... Oh, no, that's my Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. I thought they were going to shock it twice. But this does kill my Sheoldred, which is unfortunate. Now we have to win the game with Grave Titan, Essika's Chariot, and Rankle, all of which are very powerful magic cards. All right. We're going to take another bunch of damage from... Oh, geez, that's really good. Sky Sovereign is going to clock us for 6. We can't even trade with the Gonti here because they're going to kill one of the zombies. So now with 7 mana, we can't do anything extra meaningful. Okay, so if we rankle and sack the zombie, then they sack the Gonti and they kill us. If we rankle and we leave it back to block, we die. So that's no good. So we need to rankle and draw a card and draw an answer to Sky Sovereign. We are dead in the air. Okay, we need to rankle and draw an answer. Okay, that kills us. GG. All right, we're 2-1. Let's keep it going. All right, this one looks pretty good to me. We've got a turn 3 Godric and a turn 4 Gonti. Let's keep it. I'm going to hang on to the Triome here. We might want to cycle it at some point. I'll lead on the Marsh instead, since we already have 4 lands here. Oh my. Alright, well that's terrifying. I suppose I'm glad they played it on turn 2 and not turn 1. Esper Sentinel is fine. I think we're just going to be blocking with this Godric. Whoa. That's also very powerful. So this thing already just has First Strike. I wasn't expecting the Rafine's Triome deck to be mono white aggro, but here we are. Do we have to kill the Sentinel? Maybe we do. Give them a card back for it? That's so bad. Smuggler's Copter just in time. Here's Godric Pass, I guess. This is awful. This is very bad. Fortunately, if we do make it up to something like Grave Titan, I don't think this deck is going to be able to beat that kind of card. Alright, this is going to be City's Blessing here. Make a 1/1 and yeah, City's Blessing. Oh boy. Alright, well Gonti, I think we have to cast the Gonti here. Just make more blockers. See what we can get out of their deck. Oh, Meat Hook is very good against them. Okay. Now I feel like we have a chance. They've ramped with their restoration. Let's see another 1 toughness creature. Okay, 3 toughness is fine. I will happily give them a card back for their entire board. Block and block. we are going to cast Meat Hook X equals 3. Just kill everything they've got. This is going to flip into a 3/4, but I can just kill it with Terra Sunder afterwards. Yeah, seems very good. Lyra Dawnbringer, not too shabby. So let's see. We can kill the Lyra with Terra Sunder probably. Or we can cast nothing out of our graveyard with 6. This thing has First Strike and Lifelink. So I think we have to spend a removal spell on it. And I am going to play out the Triome now, I think. Just to try and double spell. Maybe it's better to have this 6. Next turn we can go 6 Ophiomancer if we catch Rhea Triome. Okay, I'm going to play it and I'm going to kill this Dawnbringer. We are going to take 3 and they're going to make a 1/1, but I think that's okay. Eternal Wanderer, terrifying. They have no flyers, so we can Falcon Wrath Aristocrat this thing. The 2/2s have double strike. Yeah, we have to crack in at the Wanderer. Maybe we should hold the Gorge for the Gonti. I think so. So this turn it's Aristocrat, and next turn it's 6 plus Gonti if we draw an untapped land. No, I do not want to activate this. Going to attack like that. And yeah, we can Copter as well. Skycleave is going to get my Falcon Wrath Aristocrat, probably. I am going to sack it in response. Now if we draw an untapped land, we can cast it from our graveyard. Okay, they're going to take my Copter here. Wow, their deck is nuts. They also could Skyclave the Meat Hook Massacre, and then I think they get the token. But I don't know if they realize that. Okay, we whiffed on the land. So maybe we're just dead now? Wow. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to beat this. They can blank a blocker. We can't kill their Eternal Wanderer, and they just have 1,000,000 damage on board. Even taking their board wipe and killing all their X1s with it was not enough. Well, I think we make a bunch of blockers and just see, I guess. We do get that 1/1. We get to block 3. We get to block 3. We take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to 1. We get a blocker back from the Skyclave Apparition. Jeez, this is brutal. Yeah, token's dead. They can't really attack with the Ajani here. Oh, this kills me, actually. The 2/2. That has 4 power. So if I block 3 and then this is lethal. Oh no, because they didn't attack with the Ajani. So if I block like this and like this, then I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. And I go to 1. Yeah, I think that's gonna have to be how we block. Yep, that kills me. Wow. What a deck. Mono white aggro, basically. Did I saw Skitter. That was the only black card I saw. Nicely done. All right, 2 and 2. Let's go on to the next one. Hmm. 4 lands, 3 drop, 4 drop. Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep. They've got Agent of Verfine, which conjures a duplicate of cards off of my deck into their hand. Pretty good. I'm hoping that this is too slow. I could have played the Mountain there for the Godric, because this still comes in untapped. That's going to throw me off every single time that these fast lands are slightly different from the AFR ones. I am looking forward to getting an actual 2-for-1 with this Rankle. I'm probably also going to choose discard mode. No. Combat. Sure. Oh, I could have sacked it. Whoops. Sorin is pretty good. If they make the token, yeah. I'm still going to play the Godric and crack in, I think. Gotta clear this Sorin if I want to win this game. That is really good for me, because now they can't even chump block. Now Sorin just dies. Yeah, that's fine, because this thing escapes. I'm gonna go for the attack here. If they want to trade their 2-3 with my Woe Strider, I'm actually pretty happy about that. Yeah, I think that is the correct block from opponent. IOK is going to whiff. That's really good. Main phase activate. I don't get to see what this is. I think I'm going to start off with the Terror of the Peaks. Oh, Ansrog is crazy with Terror of the Peaks. Okay, that seems really good. Let's head to combat. Kill my Godric. Feeling pretty good about that. And here is my much scarier creature. Oh, I forgot to sack again. Jeez, I'm going to do that every time. Fury is going to kill my Terror. Yeah, that's fine. Wow, Fury is crazy in this format. No blocks. Bone Crusher cannot kill the Fury. I can Gaunty plus Stomp, or I can Onsrog plus Stomp. Onsrog makes their attacks pretty bad, I have to say. Okay, let's Onsrog hold up Stomp. I'm finally going to remember to activate the Woe Strider, and now it's a spot where I probably don't even want to do that because I get a card instead. Well. Yeah, this is brutal. I can take 8. I could just block the Fury with the Goat, I guess. That is a removal spell for Fury, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and stomp this Urtai. And then, yeah, I just have to cast this, basically. Ah, their own Terror of the Peaks. Well, that's very bad. Alright, Gaunty, bail me out. Meat Hook. I'm not quite dead next turn if I take the Meat Hook and then I cast it for X equals 4 and wipe the board. Yeah, I guess so. Should I Bone Crusher now or after the board wipe? I guess if they have any creature, I just lose. But that's, there's not much I can do about that. Well, that's definitely a creature that kills me. They just have my deck but better, wow. All right, well, a disappointing 2-0 into 2-3. Jeez. We mostly just lost to aggro decks, surprisingly. I mean, not aggro decks necessarily, but we beat the decks that were slower than us, and we lost to the decks that were faster than us, or about as fast as us, which is honestly a breath of fresh air when it comes to the historical arena cubes. I'm glad to see that combat matters a little bit more, and I'll definitely be keeping that in mind if I draft this in the future, because we did trend a little slow. Let's take a peek at the deck here. Like, topping out at 6 and having 3 5-drops, this is a slow deck in the grand scheme of things. And I didn't think it was a slow deck when I built it. But the cube has just gotten faster, and combat has started to matter more, and I think that's great. So kudos to whoever over at Wizards is maintaining this cube right now. I think it might be Zach Barish, but I could be wrong about that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to drafting this more, honestly. Usually I'm not super high on these arena cubes, but this is, from what I've seen so far in the last, 5 games, is a market improvement over previous iterations. And that's about all I've got for you. So we will catch you next time.